After the enchanting experience of Ganga Aartis in Rishikesh, I went into the embrace of the surrounding mountains in the search of powerful spaces, in the search of Mahadev. Namaskar. I am Ninad Purani, an Isha meditator since the last 4 years. Here is my spiritual journey and experience when I traveled to few of the most powerful spaces of the Himalayas. This yatra was not just about what I got from the mountains, it was also about what I lost to the Himalayas. So, on one day out of the 6 days where I was in Rishikesh, I and my father rented a two-wheeler and started the journey towards the Nilkant Mahadev temple. I knew that the road to the temple would be such a beautiful treat and delight. It now truly felt like I was in the Himalayas. The crisscross roads, cool breeze, and the joy of riding a two-wheeler. We parked our vehicle near a shop, took the offering plate for the temple, and entered the temple premises. Soon we reached in front of the main temple. Its design appeared more like a South Indian temple. There was a lineup for the temple darshan, so sitting for meditation inside was not at all possible.
Namaskar. So you can see the Nilkant Mahadev temple at the back. I just went there. So the experience, it was really very powerful. I wanted to sit there for some time, but it was not possible because there was a huge rush of people. But I felt it powerful. There are sensations at the back side in the line of my navel. So probably that might be the spot of Manipurika. So this is what I felt. In future also, whenever I speak about such experiences, it is not full and final. This is what I experienced it. It may be different for different people. I am not that evolved that I can comment on this. But whatever I experience, I just let you all know. So this is what I experienced. It is powerful. There is a samadhi. I don't know whose samadhi it is, but there is a lingam outside the temple which is called the samadhi, and that probably was anahata. I'm more focused towards that. This is what I felt. We'll keep you updated. It was powerful. It is still, even if I'm outside the temple, it is powerful. I can feel the sensations on that spot. So
After having the darshan of the Nilkant Mahadev, we started our journey towards the Vasisht Gufa. Again, the roads and the views were amazing. If you come to Rishikesh, visit these places on a two-wheeler. I strongly recommend. From the main road, one needs to walk down this path to reach to the Gufa and also the bank of river Ganga. Here you can see Ganga, and here is the Vasisht Gufa.
Namaskaram everyone. Just came out of the Vasisht Gufa. This is the temple which you see there. The Gufa is behind it. So there is this bank of river Ganga, just adjacent to it. So I'm sitting on a rock. Now today I totally understand why these people, why the saints, seers like Vasisht uh, are so celebrated. Why even gods envied them? Why? What was the reason? The Gufa is a carved out structure in a rock in a mountain. It seems pretty old. Uh, it was totally dark inside, and I liked it. I like that there are no lighting fixtures inside it and no artificial ventilation inside it. It is kept the way it was. That is very important. There is a lingam inside the cave. Probably that was the place where Saint Vasisht meditated. There is no one specific spot where I can say that okay, this was intense, this part was intense. It was all throughout the body. This was a different experience. I didn't plan for it, but when I went inside, I sat for 5 minutes. I thought that I should do my Samyama over here. So I completed my Samyama. There are few people who used to come inside with their mobile lights on, torches on, to talk. This is the problem in India. The main core, its essence, is meditation, dhyan, dharana, samadhi, samyama. We know everything except this. We know praying, we know asking in temples, we know how to break coconut outside a temple, but we don't know how to remain silent, where a saint who is an epitome of knowledge in this culture, probably in the world, how to remain silent inside a cave where he sat and meditated. We need to bring this back. Now the experience of Samyama was also so intense that I had to do the Guru Puja. There is a part in the Guru Puja where it talks about Vasisht Muni. I don't know the history about this cave. It's history even after Vasisht meditated here. But according to me, it is well kept. It is a spot where people come and meditate. People should come and meditate. So it should not be that hi-fi. I'm liking that there are less people over here, because there is already less space inside the cave. You probably can only accommodate 6 to 7 people meditating. So this is a must come for any spiritual seeker or anybody who wants to know what real Indian spirituality is, who are fed up of this just praying, asking for stuff, just copying the Western cultures. This is the real Indian culture. We should come to such places, such shrines where people meditated, people left their energies, their knowledge. Probably we and also me, we are not capable enough to know that knowledge right now. But there is something to be grasped, right? There is something to be experienced for everyone. There will be something. If you come to Rishikesh, Nilkant Mahadev and Vasisht are must go. Must go. If you have done the Guru Puja, or if you are doing some kind of Guru Puja, Guru offering, if you do it over here, this will just blow you off. Next level. Beyond my expectations. I expected a lot out of it. It is beyond that. That's all. I'll take you to the banks of Ganga. But if you really want to get drowned, this is the place.
This is all from me today. See you in the next episode. Namaskar.
So it's quite a walk towards the Bhutnath temple. The wall painting which you saw here, it was not just on this wall. It is